Thank you so much, Manish. Thank you for such a lovely introduction. And this is a very interesting place to be because it's almost like you're going back to your basics, and that is the beauty of coming to these kind of sessions and meeting young people like you all. Because every now and then हम लोग कितने बड़े बड़े प्रोजेक्ट बना लें, but we have to keep going back to the basics. So coming to a stage like this, looking at such lovely work, really brings me back to why I became a filmmaker, and it really is takes me back to my journey, because my journey is kind of similar to many of you. I started as animator, not animator really, but a 3D modeler and a VFX artist and a motion graphics artist. So this was late 90s, early 2000. And I have done similar work, the product placement ads and stuff like that. But this is such fine work, man. I mean, हमारे ज़माने में तो मतलब ऐसे कंप्यूटर मर जाते थे, हम कुछ भी बना के, सिद्धार्थ would know. So we had really less RAM to work with. And I remember my first ad like this was, I tried to make a model for Mercedes-Benz and create like a 1-minute ad for that, and it used to take days for it to render. तो कितना भी हम सोचते थे बड़ा, लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं वो एक लिमिटेशन आ जाती थी. But I think times are changing now, and everything is changing, and that's the beauty of the world that we are living in now. People like me, we also have to keep updating ourselves, we have to keep changing, we have to keep looking at new ideas, new technologies, and which is where a session like this is so interesting, because when I'm seeing the ideas that are put out there, I am really wondering that, oh my god, what's happening? Like, I was literally looking at Manish's face, because his face was exactly reacting what I was reacting in my mind. Was कुछ भी दिखता था, you were like, वो तेरी ये भी बना दिया, वो तेरी ये भी बना दिया, correct? So that is so beautiful, really. It's really amazing. Like such relatable ideas, like the chair, the person who's trying to just find the right chair. That's such a small relatable idea. Then other couple having issues. Such lovely work. The product things and the ad, चिपको ad, क्या बढ़िया काम था. मतलब इतना स्टोरेज में जाके एक लकड़ी join करना क्या बात है. मतलब there's so much storytelling in it. Such lovely storytelling. So yeah, so thank you so much for having me over here, ZICA, Zima. This is such a lovely place to be, and I'm so glad that I could see some of this work, and I wish I can see more of it, the complete films. It would be so amazing. As I said, I started somewhere from being a visual effects artist to then becoming a director after 15 years of doing that. And then it's been 10 years in the film industry now, 10-11 years in the film industry, and I think it's going well. But now times are changing, and we all are changing. I have to go back to what is the new update in the market, what's happening in terms of technology, and I have to also keep myself updated कि अच्छा ये नया है क्या नहीं. But having said that, all of that is fine. But what institutes like ZICA, Zima do, and institutes where we studied in did to us was that they get our basics right. और टेक्नोलॉजी कितना भी आ जाए कुछ भी हो जाए दुनिया में, because it will keep coming, it will keep updating, but your basics have to be right, and that's really important, because when I see this new generation, I see that they are all in a rush. They want to make their first film. अभी कल बनाना है, परसों बनाना है. Yes, I understand that you have to do that because there's a lot of competition, and everybody is wanting to be one up to each other. But having said that, you have to really take your time. You have to really get the basics right. Watch a lot of films, because if your basics are right, you will never go wrong in life. You will always be wanted, because you have your aesthetics right, you have your principles right, your morality, your ethics right. वो सब बहुत ज़रूरी है, because at the end of the day, everything has its own ethics, has its own morality, and that is where this is what we learn from life, right? So it's very important to observe life around and to learn from life. Look out from your phones, from everything that's around us. While we have to watch a lot of films, because Films will really teach you the technical aspects of things. They will open your mind up a lot, and that is really really important. Because अगर आपको फिल्म बनानी है तो आपको फिल्म देखनी है, अगर आपको किताब देखनी है तो आपको किताब पढ़नी है. It's as simple as that, right? So they are best learning after the academy or during the academy or when you venture out in the professional life also is to watch as much as I can. You know, I actually never did a filmmaking course. I did a VFX course. But post that, because the need, I mean, my wish was always to become a director, but I chose the path of VFX because I was really fascinated by the world of VFX and thought that this is one skill that I should learn before I become a director. And I worked also in the VFX and motion graphics world for almost 7-8 years. It was because that was the new technology coming in. I was fascinated by it, and I thought that if I have to become a director someday, then I want to know this, and maybe I will use this to tell my stories. You know, it was just a young man's fascination. तभी कुछ धंधा ये सब चीजें नहीं पता थी, right? We were very naive. These days, so you guys have all the knowledge in the world, all the exposure in the world. You know, you get to sometimes meet people like Siddharth, me, all of these wonderful people over here, you know, all these experts, professionals. We didn't get all of that, right? Because there was no, internet was okay there, but there was no access to people, there was no YouTube. What we used to do is we used to really buy DVDs, and in DVDs there was a director's commentary. So we used to listen to the director's commentary, and that was one very beautiful thing where the director would literally narrate through the film what his vision was while the film was going on. So I think that feature, somehow I missed that feature now, because in this world we don't get to see that. But some of these really amazing films had that feature, and things like that was our only learning material. But you guys have so much access to everything that I envy you guys. मतलब मुझे 15 साल लग गए पहली फिल्म लग गई, शायद आपको 5 साल बना लोगे आप पहली फिल्म. मुझे लग रहा है with the way technology is, with the way cameras are literally like in your pockets right now, like you can literally go and shoot tonight if you want to shoot a film. तो उतना easy है. So yeah, I'm saying, what I mean to say is that yes, there is a hurry. Yes, you have to stand in the competition, you have to make your first film really fast and all of that. But what I would say is that still take your time. Understand the world around you. Look up from your cameras, look from your mobile phones, look at people around you, look at their reactions, look at how they are reacting to situations. You know, observe. And that is something that actually came to me from the VFX learning. Because what I learned during VFX is that you have to observe the world around, because how the shadows are playing, how the light is interacting with the characters. All this we used to learn only by looking at people around, looking at the world around, you know. I remember my whole gallery was filled with very small objects, you know, which I made, like a pen, like a screen, you know, like very small objects. But I used to play with light and shadows, and I used to also ask DOPs who were, the students of cinematography who were learning in the same academy where I was. And I used to get them and I used to show them that, okay, this is the object that I made, I've kept it on tabletop, where do you think the light should be, you know, for me to get the best frame for this, right? So you have all this access, right? So you should all form teams, you should all make best friends around you with people from different departments, and you should team up and make whatever, make a short film, make a 5-minute film, you know, get your teams together, get in sync, because I think this is the foundation. And the foundation एक बार strong हो जाएगा ना, team strong हो जाएगा ना, then you will easily do whatever you want to do in life, you know. So get that right is what I would say. So I did all of that, and then 15 years later, when I was making my first film, again I was venturing out from the broadcast industry to a film industry, and these switches and all are not easy, you know. People don't really welcome you once you come from some other industry, because then you are entering the competition which is already existing there. People are already fighting for that 1 rupee to make their next film, and in that you come in as a competitor. So you are not received very easily by the industry, right? It's not an easy job to do. So what do? You make your own film, right? You have your own vision out there, right? How do you make your own vision? So you really first look at your roots, where you come from, you know. Look at people around you, look at what's unique to you. That's really important for your first film, you know. अगर आप कहीं गाँव से आते हो, let's say, I think people who are from here from Ludhiana, you know, maybe there are stories from Ludhiana where you would feel, yeah, this is very unique to Ludhiana. I would want to capture that and show it to the world. That is what will separate you, you know. Being a part of the crowd will not separate you. Being एक romantic बना दिया because everything romantic is working, let me make one romantic film or let me pitch a romantic idea, will not separate you. But if you use something of Ludhiana and put it in your story, then that is what will separate you. It will make you stand out from the crowd, and then somebody will pay attention to what you are trying to say. So find that niche, find that peculiar quality which is unique to you, maybe in your circumstance around you, somebody, like I know one girl who has deaf and mute parents. So she is writing something based on that, because that is a life that she has lived. It is unique to her. So find what is unique to you, a genre that will be very, very unique to you. So in my case, I found that calling in the horror genre. So after 15 years of working in the corporate world, when I wanted to make my first film, I thought let me try and pitch a horror film, because I thought nobody is making horror film, and I'll be unique and I'll be welcomed. Unfortunately, as I told you, the industry does not welcome you because they do not like new ideas. They want to keep rolling the same ideas again and again and again. So I was really not welcome, and I pitched for almost a year. And then after a year, I said that this is not what I would want to do. I don't want people to, take my idea. I will make it myself. And that's where I made Lapa Chhapi, which was my first film. It was shot in 15 days. Now again, the education of VFX, the learning from VFX really helped me to make that film in 15 days in a very small budget. Because what happens is that what is unique to people who come from VFX or people who come from institutes like this is that your organizational skills, your pre-production is what separates you apart. Because I think most of the industry is very unorganized. They keep everything in their head, nothing is put out there, nothing is shared with people, nothing is shared with teams. They go on the set, they figure things out on the set and behave as if they know everything, but it's actually not true. Okay. So what will set you apart is that you will have your prep so strong. In my case, because of learning VFX, when I started to pitch Lapa Chhapi, and I pitched it in that I will shoot this film in 15 days on just one location. I literally made the 3D model of the house. I literally put 3D people in it, and I sat with my DOP in the preparation, in the pre-production stage, to literally figure out every angle of the film, so that we were prepared to the T before going on shoot. Next day morning, what was the first shot we knew in pre-production? 5th day morning, what will be the first shot? 7th day morning, what will be the first shot? We already knew. There was no arguing, there was no planning on the set, there was no time wastage on the set, because time is literally money on the set, right? Every minute of wasting time, you are spending probably lakhs of money, right? You are wasting that much money. So yeah, so you have to be very thorough, and that's going to be your skill when you go out there to make your first film, because वो बजट के साथ एक अच्छा कॉन्सेप्ट जो आपके दिल से आया है और आपकी सिनेमैटिक लैंग्वेज, ये तीनों जब मिल जाएंगे ना, तो मैजिक बनेगा. And that magic will take you through your life. Trust me. With Lapa Chhapi, nobody was wanting to bank it because it's इतना horror है, ये इतना तो कोई देखेगा नहीं हमारे country में. People don't want to watch it. This, that, whatever. I've been hearing this throughout my life. Okay, I didn't care. I said this is a film I want to make. I'll make it. And I found one person who was not from the industry but who believed in the vision, because I literally showed him the first scene with storyboards, with audio put in it, everything done on my computer, but it was like a 2-minute scene which I pitched that this is my vision and this is what I want to make, and the person was sold on that vision and the story and everything, and we made the film. Today Lapa Chhapi has become Chhorii, because Chhorii is a remake of Lapa Chhapi. It went to Chhorii 2, I am writing Chhorii 3 right now. It took me to Ma, which is Ajay Devgan's film. He produced it for Kajol. So I am saying that journey, that one being true to that first film, has taken me 10 years, given me 10 years of interesting work to do, and it keeps on going. Today, if you see, the world is kind of celebrating Obsession as this big film, right? Again, that person has stood true to his vision, made the film in the right budget, put it out there, somebody saw the vision and they supported, and the film is now a massive, massive hit, and everybody is now going to go and replicate that formula. I know that for sure. India में भी 10 Obsession बनेंगी, ढंग का होगा कि तो बाद में पता चलेगा, but that is what is going to be. So yeah, so what I mean to say is that find your niche, find your voice, stay true to your voice, stay true to your heart, whatever it is, right? Do not try and compare with people around you कि यार ये कर रहा है, मैं भी ये करता हूँ, या मैं ये करूँगा तो उसको कैसा लगेगा. No, don't think about all that, because these are roadblocks. This will always stop you, right? Also, when you enter the industry as an assistant director, assisting people, you will figure out that everywhere the talk is that you always have to make your film with a big actor, this, that. Trust me, it is all roadblocks. You don't need a big actor. You just need the right actor, right? You need the right person who fits the character correctly, and then your vision comes on board. Because no big actor is going to work with you in your first 5 years of your career unless you are associated with a Yashraj or Dharma or whatever, right? Otherwise, it's not going to happen. So let's stay true to where we are, but let's make an honest first film and move into the world. But the possibilities are infinite. The future is bright and it's going to be amazing, you know. And already what I'm seeing the promise of a great future. So congrats to all of you on being here, and thank you for having me. All the best. Thanks.
So I was listening to you very carefully, and a couple of questions that arrived in my mind as well. You know, on the behalf of our lovely, brilliant students who are sitting there. So back then when you started your journey, you know, there was a lot of limitations on technology, okay? And in today's world, the youth, probably Gen Zs, including me, everybody has got too much dependent on technology. Okay, so if you were in today's, like if you would have started your journey in 2026 as a filmmaker, what could have been on your priority list? Like, you know, how you would have started? मैं बहुत sure बहुत सारे बच्चे यहाँ पर you know ये जानना चाहेंगे आपसे.
Yo, it's a very good question because world is chaotic right now, and it's very easy to get lost in this world because you will have voices thrown at you from every direction. You know, कोई ये बोलेगा, कोई ये बोलेगा, कोई ये बोलेगा. You know, I'm telling myself, January, February, March, 3 months, I had major anxiety because AI was coming in. जब भी मैं कुछ भी खोलूँ phone पे, AI is coming, film is over. AI is coming, film is over. For 3 months I was like, what am I supposed to do now? You know, what will I do? Because if my job is over, then I don't know anything else. I'll probably become an Uber driver or something because I really don't have any other skill in life. तो क्या करना चाहिए? I just shut the phone off after that, and I never looked at the phone for the next 1 month. And believe me, life is peaceful. इतना कुछ नहीं हुआ है, right? वो जब आएगा तब आएगा, ठीक है? So I'm saying it's a great tool. AI is a great tool. You all need to learn, and technology is there. It is only going to help you. But end of the day, your basics and your own heart, what is coming from your heart, it is what is going to take you to places. As simple as that. उसके लिए टेक्नोलॉजी का यूज करना पड़ा तो करो, ना करना पड़ा तो सिर्फ फोन पे शूट करो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. ये चिपको ऐड देखो ना, चिपको ऐड में इतना हार्ड था. It's very simple, right? Even that chair story, I would like to see the whole film where it goes, right? Because only that glimpse of 10 seconds has so much heart in it.
Curiosity as well.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so technology will keep coming and going, but this is